where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
Who the put him on my flyer? I'm still coming though. See y'all on the 14th in Dallas, Texas.
Pop that cat, throw that cat. Hit the bills like you better sell that cat. Carrie, wanna choke right now? Put the in my throat right now. Put this on his tongue. I got cum all in my lungs.
First of all, I come from a long line of tricks and hoes. I come from a long line of hoes. I'm not the first one, maybe in this generation, but it go all the way back to slavery time. And before then, with the Egyptians and the Moors. A long line of selling pussy. I'm not the first one. My auntie.
Single mom descendant? That's what I call them, descendants of single moms. Descendants of single moms are pretty bad in society. Look at them.
Oh, God.
Look at them. You be like, wow, you learned this behavior from a bitch. No, they not gonna take accountability. Whoever the 304s is. But I think we know what it means.
You want to Dr. Umar, right? How would you shoot your shot with Dr. Umar?
I'm very pro-black, so I care about my people, because I do got that woke. I know Martin Luther King had a big old country.
What? Enough is enough! I have had it with these snakes.
Excuse me, brothers and sisters, someone just turn off. Will you ignorant please shut the hell up? This is what I got all those whippings for.
Greetings, you polite savages, and welcome to another Tip Talk. I mean, sometimes people just blow the top of your mind off, flip your eyelids back, and take your tongue out your face and just drop kick it. I mean, sometimes people screw the pooch, but it just blows my mind. Sukihana has the unmitigated gall to talk about Jonathan Majors mentioning Coretta Scott King. But she is the one who said foul remarks over and over again about not only Dr. King, but weird stuff about Umar Johnson, how she got that woke coochie. Sukihana is just a hot mess. I mean, at this point, I'm starting to believe that this is a gigantic troll and that she's just in it for the money and she's laughing all the way to the bank. And if it is, hey girl, do your thing. However, we have to understand that we're the butt of her joke. I mean, you can't live in a glass house and throw stones. I mean, you can't beat a pot and call the kettle black. Jesus, you can't beat a well and call a hippo big. Sukihana got the nerve to tell somebody not to talk about something when she only opens her mouth with foulness 9 out of 10 times. And listen, I hear one-on-one, like Charleston White says, she's a great person, she's sweet, she's respectable. Maybe she's just playing a role. We all know that Sukihana knows how to play the Instagram role. She's trying to get herself popping. Hey, do what you got to do. But at one point, can you just leave MLK out of it? Can something be sacred? I mean, Jesus. I mean, every year it's bad enough that we got these parties with a bunch of people twerking. We got MLK looking like the trap lord. It's bad enough we got this. But at one point, folks, we got to look up and realize that this ain't working.
I had a dream once. It was a dream that little black boys and little black girls would drink from the river of prosperity, freed from the thirst of oppression. Some 4 decades later, what have I found but a bunch of trifling, good-for-nothing.
A lot of times people throw stones when they live in a glass house, or the pot calls the kettle black. See, a lot of times people, they do things and they say things, and maybe they're not thinking about their prior actions or their image, and I'm not sure how sincere they are about it, but a lot of times it just comes out as whataboutism. And we see it a lot in general in this world. Oh, well, I said this, but what about him? He said something worse. What about them? They doing something worse. And in this case, it's Sukihana talking about Jonathan Majors. See, Sukihana has been on Jonathan Majors' neck with a couple of tweets saying that
Jonathan better not say Coretta name no more.
In fact, what she said is that if he mentions her name one more time, if he compares Megan Good to her one more time, then that's it. Now, we all know she ain't gonna really do nothing. Like, what's she gonna say? You can't control someone's speech. But I just find it interesting. I find it interesting that Sukihana is taking such a stand when she has been ultimately disrespectful to MLK and his family. I mean, this is the same person that said, I know Martin Luther King had a big old country unit, and not in those words.
I've seen what's over the horizon, and I promise you, you have nothing to celebrate. And no, I won't get there with you. I'm going to Canada.
And this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the hypocrisy, the pot calling the kettle black. You see, a lot of times when Sukihana says something, they dress her up, they put the lipstick on a pig, they roll her out there, but she still winds up saying things and behaving in a way that only she can because she has not embraced the fact that she needs to evolve and get better. And of course, she's not going to do it because the public just tells her, girl, whatever you are, no matter how nasty you are, you just go on and do you. You go on and do you and keep doing your thing, and we're going to support you. And so she's getting a little money from the OnlyHams. She's getting a little money from her recording industry. She's getting a little money from that tour. And of course, she's never going to change. But at one point, people are getting tired of it. People are getting tired of her antics. And you could tell by these comments.
You shouldn't either, nasty self.
You know, if Coretta was alive, she would take Jonathan's side, not Suki's. Where is the lie told in this statement?
If only shame were still a thing, huh, Suki?
And so there's a flyer of Sukihana twerking on MLK. And she hits you with that fake outrage. Who the F put me on this flyer? It's all right. I'm still coming, though. Because you see, you have to understand something. This woman's going to do whatever she can to secure that bag. She's not worried about MLK. I mean, of course, she's going to talk greasy about somebody else, but she's not going to demand that she's removed from the flyer because they're paying her. You see, money overrules everything in her mind. This is why she sells her soul. This is why she destroys her image. This is why she's not worried about your kids listening to her and getting a bad impression. This is why she's not worried about saying insane stuff when she travels overseas. Because it's about the money for this woman. This is what this woman's come to. She's come to someone who will do anything for the money. And you know what she is? She's just as bad as what Cat Williams said those folks were in Hollywood.
Him the dress, and then he put it on. And what did he say after he wore it? I made my own decision, duh. But you didn't make it before they brought it up, did you? It's okay. For a 5-year period, every single movie that Kevin Hart did was a movie that had been on my desk. That all I had said was, just, can we take some of this step and fetch it out? And then I can do it. Like, it don't need to be overtly homosexual because I'm not homosexual, right? It doesn't need that to be funny, right? And me saying that and them going, oh yeah, no problem. And then going to give it to this other guy and having him do it just like it was and acting like I'm a bad person because I keep standing on my standard. But yeah, it's interesting, but I wouldn't change it for the world. Like, again, I'm on the winning side of this. Be it Satan or his affiliates. I don't care if you 6'6", I don't care if it's 5 of you. I don't care if I'm guaranteed an L. I don't care if you put a gun in my face. I don't care about none of that. I care about doing the right thing as I see it in that moment.
She's just as bad as the people who say they had to sell themselves to get on. She's just as bad because she's doing it in real time in front of you, and as long as she's getting paid, she does not care. She has not one care of how she looks or of how she's perceived, because as long as that check don't bounce, she's there for the count.
We've got some difficult days ahead, but it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop and I've seen the promised land. But I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
Thank you for listening to THPPP Network. Follow us on all social medias. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is ScottT and Grover. Can you handle the tip? Peace.
We found true happiness